episode 016.
Peter Jackson's my name. I have studied nursing in many areas, general midwifery and psychiatric nursing over the last 46 years. I'm still working in the field of medicine, but teaching couples childbirth education class, preparing for birth. Calm Birth is a prenatal program that brings together the whole person, the mind, the body, the spirit, and the couple. So it's working with the couple to prepare them for this amazing event they're about to undergo. Understanding the physiology is based on the psychology of birth. What's going on in a mother's mind has a profound effect on what's going on in her body.
Welcome to Educator Diaries, a show where influencers and leaders from all walks of life share their story and experiences. You learn the strategies and action points that have helped them find success and get to where they are today. You'll hear their stories and valuable advice to help you on your own path. These messages may also help somebody you know, so please share. Peter, I have to be honest with you. I came to your course, Calm Birth, a little bit hesitant, but I was blown away during the weekend. It was really good, and my expectations were surpassed by far.
Good.
And I think it's because you're teaching things we do every day, but you teach everything with a specific structure and everything backed by science and research, which I thought was really good because I kind of needed to learn that. Plus, you have so much knowledge and passion about the content that it's just great. And I was expecting to meet only first-time parents. Yeah. And the reality is that you meet nurses, midwives, doctors, pediatricians, everybody attending the course. And I was like, wow, you know, and parents that came for the second, third time. Yeah. So that was great to see that everybody was there because of word of mouth.
It's exactly right, yeah.
So I thought that was fantastic. So thank you, and thank you for your time today as well.
Well, it's a pleasure.
So if we can start by you telling us a little bit about your childhood.
My early life was very interrupted by the death of my mother when I was age 5. And from there I went to boarding school. And it was at a time not long after the Second World War, 1948, and the understanding of children and their needs was pretty poor. And when I look back, and I in admiration, I went to a Catholic boarding school, and there were 3 nuns that looked after 100 boys. So you can imagine what that would be like. It had to be, coming back to your understanding, like a military operation, very strict. And so they said jump, and we said how high, and all these things So I suppose that early part of my life made me very defensive, very guarded. So there were people who influenced me. There was one particular old nun there who was a lovely old nun, an Irish nun, and that's why I like Irish music. She had a very strict side of her, but she also had a gentleness every now and again that would come through. And I remember that, and I often went back and saw her later on in life. Then I left boarding school, and I started my second part of my academic schooling was in a day school, and I just did not handle that well because of the rigid structure, and I was lost. So the family tried to come back together again. There was my father, older sister, older brother. And so at age 14 I left school, which, you know, would be year 8 in today's Australian terminology, and we all went to Grafton and we bought a farm. Now that was an opportunity to bring the family back together. Now I think in hindsight the most important thing was that it was a bit of a retreat where I could recover, and the land and nature taught me lots of things. I'd say the relationship with my dad was not, you know, a very deep one because of the interruption. Here's what he was going through with the loss of his wife, etc. And my elder sister got married fairly early after we went up there, and my brother was always troubled. So I think he was troubled.
Want to listen to the entire interview? Simply go to innovatordiaries.com/episode number. Or you can find this episode and hundreds of other great stories on Google Podcast, iTunes, Spotify, or whatever your favorite podcast player is. Please check me out on LinkedIn. Follow or connect with me as I'm very proactive on that social network. And finally, subscribe to this YouTube channel. You'll get all the new stories as soon as they're released. See you next time.